All right. What I'm going to show you today is how you can make models more shiny right inside WorldCAST without having any 3D modeling knowledge at all. So let's do this. So once you have your object in WorldCAST, all you have to do is make sure the object is selected, go Edit Model, select the object. Now, sometimes you may have to go through the hierarchy just to get the texture you might want because you can change components individually. In this case, when I grabbed it, it actually grabbed the entire truck of what I want to change. So we're going to come down here and we're going to go, just move this back up. Make sure we got the one I want. We're going to go Material and we're going to bring the roughness all the way down and we're just going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to go File, save the studio and close. We'll give it a second and now we can see it's a lot more shiny. So if I go save, I'll just bring this up here real quick, just so we can remember how it looked. So there's how it is, or was. I'm going to refresh this. And we're going to notice it's significantly more shiny, okay? All right, so let's just go check out. Let's just go return to studio. Let's go back here. Let's go edit model one more time. Highlight the truck again. Make sure we go to material. And this time, if it's not a texture, if it's just a color, we can actually change the color of the model in here as well. Again, experiment. Find out what you can do with your models. That's the fun of it, right? So maybe we'll make this like kind of like a WorldCAST KP9 blue. So let's just go File. Actually, let's just bring the metals down just a tiny bit, down to about maybe 0.8. So it's not super shiny, but shiny enough. So let's go File, save the studio and close. And there we go. And this time, let's just save this. Go check out. Share my, we'll share my iPhone real quick here. And we'll just refresh this. Just turn this sideways. Let's place this. So we can change the color, and we've got the reflections happening in the truck. Now again, just to highlight and illustrate this, we can make that look even a little bit more dull if we simply go back to the truck, go Edit Model, we'll highlight that truck, we'll come over to Material, and we'll bring up the, let's just bring up the roughness a bit, and we'll leave everything else as is, and we'll go File, save the studio and close, and we'll notice that's a little bit more dull now when it comes in, okay? So now if you want a little bit more of a matte texture, so let's go Save, and we'll just refresh this on this end. Let's go check out. We'll share the screen. Let's refresh this. And we'll go place in our space. And we'll notice that it's now got a dull finish compared to what it was. Okay? So this means that you could actually go into the studio and go, you can pick the tire textures, any object really. So let's just come in here and let's just grab this tire texture. We'll go to materials and we'll notice that it actually has a map on it as well. Some of the stuff has ambient occlusion for shadows, other things. You can actually add your own textures and browse to them. So in this case, we'll just make sure that we are on the tire itself. Let's just change it to see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely the tire. So if we want to change even the rims and add a little bit of another blue color, we could do that as well. Okay. We can even go in here into this caliper, and I believe if we found it in the hierarchy here, we would be able to change some things that aren't always named properly, and there's a lot of textures in here. So it's got a texture map. So in that particular case, I can't change the color because it is mapped. But if I turn off the texture and came up here and changed that to a whatever color I want it to be, then that's how we'd be able to get that. But if I turn the texture back on, that would change everything. It would not be the color of what you would think it would be. If we put this back to white, that will bring back in the red from the texture. If I turn off the texture, it will go back to white. The object, and we'd be able to change that to whatever color we would want. Okay. So you can go in there and just mess around and have fun. If you have different objects on the vehicle or whatever it may be, again, if I turn off that texture, you can see that's changing that. You can have to load your own. That's a texture as well. You can unpack it and you can go into Photoshop and change that item as well. I'm going to be doing another tutorial on that. Anyway, have fun. Play with it. I can't wait to see what you create.